your current age?
53.
53, okay. And when you first had an experience or an abduction, how old would you say that you were?
My first memory of knowing 6, I'd say 6. I was young.
Okay. And do you happen to know your blood type?
O positive.
Okay. And are you married?
No. I have a partner.
Okay. And let's see. And you do feel that you've had medical healing by these human entities?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. It's weird because after the triangles, about 4 months after that, I didn't tell you this earlier, I ended up in ICU. I was dying and I knew I was, and with sepsis, and I ended up living, and the doctor didn't even know I was talking. I had a blood pressure of 60/28. And I knew I was going to live. I knew I was going to live. And then, like I said, last year I was diagnosed with APL, which is very rare cancer. But I knew early on why I had that, and not only for self-love, but the treatment wasn't a regular chemo. It was a mineral. He said, "This is a natural treatment. It's a mineral." I said, "What is it?" He said, "Arsenic." And so I said, "It's a rat poison too, but whatever." But the arsenic actually healed some other things in my body. So it's crazy how it works. But so my point is, it looks like, if you look at it, you can look at it from a different perspective. Did I get ill after all of that? Yeah. But did I get better? Yeah.
Okay.
So
you think they cured you of the cancer and the sepsis?
I know the sepsis because I had an apparition when I know there was actually, I consider it a miracle with sepsis.
Okay.
The cancer, okay. I know the cancer was a part of my own, what I call blueprint. We all have one, it's kind of like a map, different paths. I know cancer is built in for some people for growth. Some people die from it, some don't. I could have died from it, but unfortunately I didn't. I'm just kidding. But it was something that I know this sounds weird to some people, but I think was probably the greatest gift I've ever received. It changed my life. It changed my life. It was rough. I didn't have chemo like most people every 3 weeks. It was every day of the week for a year. And it was rough. But I tell you what, it cracked me wide open to where I am in this just different place. But the biggest thing is I learned self-love. All the books tell you that's the answer, but the book ends. They don't tell you how to do it.
Yeah.
And I got it.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So, yeah. But anyway, sorry.
All right. And then if you had to estimate how many times throughout your life you've been abducted or astral, whether physically went or,
honestly, yeah, because I've thought about that before and tried to wrap my head around it. I can usually tell it's happened because when I wake up in the morning, I can't open my left eye. It always happens that way. I think there's some kind of laser they're using in my eye, and I have trouble opening it, and that happens about once a month.
Okay.
So that I don't. Sometimes it's not. I think the longest I've ever gone without having that was maybe a month and a half, but it has been consistent for probably 15 years. The eye thing.
Okay.
Before that,
so 150 times.
Yeah. Before that, I don't think it was as frequent, but I think when the whole mediumship thing unfolded, I was like a lab rat.
Okay, yeah. And then, did anyone ever witness you being abducted or notice that you were missing from where you were supposed to be sleeping or
here's
like that?
Okay, so here's what's... that's such a good question. The friend that was with me, the first thing I had told you when I saw the light with the tail thing that flew through the living room, and I caught all that stuff on the meter. And my friend talked about it for years. Like, we were like, remember, it was 2:02 p.m. We talked about it for years. And a few months ago, I happened to say something about it, and she looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, what happened? Like, this was a consistent conversation we had that now she doesn't remember. Why? I don't understand that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so to say, has somebody witnessed it? Yeah, but I don't know if her memory was wiped or what. I don't know. So I can't say that there's a particular person that knows there's missing time other than my pictures,
Okay, yeah. And then, have you ever floated through a wall or ceiling or felt paralyzed?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, they did show me something
then,
about the paralyzed thing. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you.
That's okay, go ahead.
They showed me the paralyzed thing was because when we go to sleep, the astral layer of our aura separates from the physical body, kind of floats above the body about 3 or 4 feet. And then when we wake up, it's because it's reintegrated back in, and that's how they showed it to me. And but the floating part, because the paralyzing part used to scare me, and they said there's no reason to be scared. It's just that that's what sleep is. Your astral layer is not connected or reintegrated back in with your body. But the floating part I have done numerous times.
Floating through a wall or ceiling?
Oh yeah, floating through the ceiling.
Okay.
Yeah, easily.
Okay. Have you ever woke up in a different place than when you went to sleep, or had the clothes that you were wearing rearranged?
2 nights ago. Two.
Okay.
What's today? 3 nights ago.
Okay.
I went to sleep upstairs and just woke up downstairs with a different shirt on.
Wow. Okay.
And that's my eye.
Then,
yeah, my eye's doing that thing.
Wow. Okay. And then you do think there's generational involvement?
100%. My grandmother had some things she was describing before she died, and everybody thought she was crazy. But I didn't. I knew what she was saying was real.
Okay. And then any unexplained nosebleeds?
I haven't had the nosebleeds in probably 6 months.
Okay. And then
I've had an ear bleed.
Screen memories. Okay. And then you had mentioned what animal was it that you had seen?
The monkey you talking about?
Was it okay?
Oh wait,
monkey,
you're talking about in the tank looking thing or on the road?
On the road.
Oh, okay. I usually see, like, if I see something fly past me, for some reason within a couple of minutes I see an animal. It's usually a deer or a cow.
Okay. With the marks on your feet, have you ever taken a black light to it?
No, I haven't actually, and I think I actually have a black light. That's
okay. Yeah, take a look and see if you see it glowing or if there's any bioluminescence. Let's see.
Yeah, so the fact that Chelsea has those two is.
Do you notice any effects on electrical items?
Oh, yes. My TV. I keep all the TVs. I don't watch TV probably at all, but I keep them all unplugged because I can walk past them and they'll turn on.
Wow. Okay.
And light bulbs. I mean, I get the light bulbs like crazy, but I've always just said maybe that's a spirit thing. But I turn TVs on with my body. My computer shuts down with my body. My phone will lock up, and if I move it 10 feet away, it'll work again. It's all of that stuff. It's common. Happens all the time.
Okay. Do you have any irrational fears of specific geographical locations?
No. Only thing I have a fear of is the ocean. I'm a water person too, but if I can't see below me, it's a it's irrational. I've just said it's because I'm afraid of sharks. I don't know, but it's irrational.
Okay. And are you afraid to sleep in your bedroom or afraid to sleep alone?
Yes, ma'am. I'm afraid to sleep alone.
Okay.
I have
and you
more
said
stuff.
that you can sense an abduction coming?
Oh yeah. When I sleep alone, it's always different. I feel that suction in my back, and I feel an eeriness that I have to, take a little bit of time to like get my fear under control and I'm good at it, getting it under control, but it still comes up.
Okay.
It's like something enters the room.
Do you have any particular cravings?
No, not really. The only thing I ever crave, it's an odd one, is olives. Just comes out of nowhere.
Okay.
Olives or pickles, but that's about it.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I know.
Because some people will say that they crave salt.
Salt? Oh, salt? Yeah.
So they're very salty.
Okay, well, I will tell you this. There is something with salt with me, and that's that I don't eat popcorn very often, but when I do, and I'll go to share it with somebody, they won't eat it because I put so much salt on it, and to me it tastes normal, but I feel like my body's craving it. But I do that with all my food, and that's why nobody will share anything with me. But I guess I didn't think of it as a craving, but I guess it is. But then that's a common thing. That's an everyday thing.
Yeah, okay. Do you notice are there any scents, like odors or aromas during the event?
Well, I have nothing that's made sense to me. I have smelled the person, the one with the ridges on its head that I've punched. I smelled an old grandma smelling powder smell from like the 70s that I think they wanted me to smell, and I don't know why, but it was weird. But no, not usually that I can recall.
All right. Let's see. There's a few more here. Would you wish to have these experiences continue?
I have asked myself that more times than I can count, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm so neutral with that, because if I can say this real quick, and I wanted to ask you this anyway, since you're asking that. The mediumship part, have you, like, I question, am I like this because of them? Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
Is that a thing? Because I don't understand that part of myself. I know very good at what I do. I don't mean that arrogantly. I mean, honestly, like, I heal people with my hands. And I've known how to do it since before I could even explain it. I know who I can heal and who I can't. And literally have people come in, walk in with a walker and walk out with it over their shoulder, that kind of thing. And I've known that from a very early age, and very confident, not arrogant, confident in my ability. So but then I don't know, and that question is that something they're doing? Like, I don't fully understand it yet. I guess I need to ask those questions to them. But so to answer your question, I'm not sure. I don't know. Now, I will say this. If there's something that they're doing to try and lower my frequency, I don't want that. I don't want that. But I feel like I've had so many good encounters with them that, it does. I guess I have a neutral response with that.
Okay. And then the last two, was the size of the craft more than 500 feet big or smaller than that?
Which one? The disc one was smaller. There's different disc ones. There's one that had one seat that had the control panel that had space for maybe 5 to 8 people, and then they had one that was like smaller than that. But the big one, I don't even know that I saw the full extent of it. It would be, what was the?
Are they like saucer
Yeah.
looking, or
The ones
are,
that
okay.
they flew me in, and we went up into this. I called it the mothership because it was so huge. But that one, I don't know, a couple of city blocks. It was huge. Oh, and I've seen the triangular ones too. I see them all the time. Some of them have 3 lights. Some of them have 1 light.
Okay. All right. Let me just. Let's see. Okay. What else? And you are going to send me some photos, you said.
Yep, I will.
I'll send you the info on the support groups for the experiencers, and then are you interested in hypnosis?
Oh my gosh.
That would be something that you would have to